OK，时间到。Hello，今天我记得发推文。早安，午安，晚上好，晚上好。今天要来跑那个图像辨认的后续任务跟新活动，菲米尼的新活动跟深渊，对，深渊好像剩3天吧，我没记错。接下来就是看更新再开直播了，因为直播活动也差不多要结束了，然后我新地图也探完了，还有3天，看起来不是太赶。大概都会剩下1、2、3天，或者说就剩下几个小时。那个，我都压线打。总而言之，我们先去找乐平玻璃。其实，在开始游戏的时候，他会先说今天差不多该来找乐平玻璃，现在没剩几个小时都不算。还是要说改天。对，这是乐平的最后任务。
Huh? Isn't that Charlotte? What could she want with Lapine Pauline?
Pretty please with the cherry on top, Charlotte! Journalist extraordinaire! Please tell me you're joking! I read that a gang of criminals tricked the Gardamex by disguising themselves as blubber beasts. It's true, isn't it? It has to be!
其实夏洛蒂笑着的嘴是不是有点猫嘴？
I've invested all my savings into graph adversarial technology and even taken out a sizable bank loan.
应该是北国吧。
I'm begging you like the beggiest beggar in all of begdom.
那应该吓到不少人。
Okay. I need you to calm down a little, Miss Lapine Pauline.
Miss Lapine Pauline.
I admire your passion for your research, and I don't mean to dash your hopes for those, big ticket orders.
怎么好像枫丹的机械工程师都有渴望大量订单？
But I'm afraid I'm not joking. The Blubber Beast incident was a short story mailed to us by an anonymous amateur author, written in the style of a true story. Oh, Paimon sees what happened here. Sounds like the report Lapine Pauline read in the Steambird wasn't in the news section after all. Funnily enough, I actually remember being in a meeting where the editing team was debating the potential risk of misleading the public with this story. They even went to Maison Gardiennage for advice. But to our surprise, they fully supported us printing it. They figured that the false intel would be a great way to dupe potential criminals into wearing ridiculous costumes when breaking the law. In truth, Gardamex are extremely sophisticated in their capabilities. They can identify criminals just as reliably as the best human guards, so a crude disguise isn't gonna get you far. If anything, it'll just make you stand out all the more. Since we ran that story, the Maison Gardiennage has made a slew of arrests, including, one phantom blubber beast, a titanic red-crowned finch, and a specter man.
疯疯兽怪盗巨大红冠雀漂浮林峡。
So I knew this story had helped out law enforcement, but this is the first time I'm learning of an innocent citizen being deceived by it, and investing so much more of for nothing. Uh-oh. So Lapine Pauline's whole research project is based on a fictional story? Which means we're not gonna get a big bonus after all. But more importantly, she's gonna lose everything she's invested.
you're back! I was in the area taking some photos for a story when I got to talking to Miss Lapine Pauline about her research. She told me about your collaboration. She was hoping I could write an article to spread awareness about image recognition technology. She even paid me for the article and gave me one of her prototype devices before I could get a word in. I unfortunately had to dash her hopes, and I'm afraid all your hard work was in vain too. She's desperately trying to find a way to rescue the project and get you the Mora you're due. I've tried to let her down gently, but she's finding it all very hard to accept.
This is a new situation for us, too. It's such a pity. It seems like the author was only trying to make the story interesting, and the Maison Gardiennage only had Fontaine's best interest in mind.
没有人做错什么事。
Wait, Miss Lapine Pauline, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pick a fight with a Gardamek, head to the opera at Biclès, and get a one-way ticket to the Fortress of Meropide. That way, I won't have to repay my debts. It's the only way I can afford to keep on living.
其实这还真不是空穴来风。如果你去跟那个欧菲尼，就是其中一位导览员说聊天的话，他会跟你说，如果要获得枫丹的永久居留证，其实很简单，你只要找个机械警官，然后跟他打一架就行。
Whoa, there's no need to go that far. I mean, come on, look at you. You wouldn't even dent the Gardamek's armor. In all likelihood, they'd only hold you up at the Maison Gardiennage for a few days before letting you out, and then you'd still have to repay your debts. Actually, instead of going into the technicalities of that, how much did you actually invest? How bad can it really be?
270,000 Mora.
Okay, well, escaping to the Fortress of Meropide over a sum like that seems like a last resort. Surely there must be other options.
Not anymore. I used to be an equipment supplier to the Fontaine Research Institute before that blew to pieces, and now I'm just a small-time engineer. I scraped together some savings over the past few years, but I put every last Mora into this project, and now I'm left with nothing. It's not just my savings that are gone. It's my whole future as a graph adversarial technology specialist and my dreams of becoming a billionaire one day. My life is over.
Don't despair, Miss Lapine Pauline. I think I know a way for you to turn this around. This prototype you've given me, the camera lens for image recognition sample collection. It's really quite something. You said you designed it specifically for high-fidelity image capture and analysis, yes? The rapid focal length adjustment is a very useful function in its own right. It's sure to make many journalists' jobs much easier. In fact, I'd say it has the potential to revolutionize Fontaine's news media. So your research efforts thus far are by no means in vain. The technology you've developed may have many applications that you've never even considered.
Really?
Absolutely. I've been working as a journalist for the Steambird for a long time now. No one understands the issues we journalists face on a day-to-day basis better than me. So keep calm, take heart, and start thinking about mass production. In the meantime, I'll show your invention to all my colleagues to drum up interest in your product.
I can't believe it! If this is true, then I can look into setting up a whole camera lens development pipeline. My big-ticket orders and billionaire aspirations are still in the cards. Oh, maybe I should consider taking out another loan. That way, I can rapidly improve the lens production process, be the first to market, and prepare to battle for dominance in the camera industry.
Come on, stop daydreaming about your pipelines for a minute. Just take it one step at a time and see how it goes. There's no sense in putting all your eggs in one basket before things are even off the ground.
野心越大，越容易失望。
And I can probably speak to some people I know and license my image recognition device to a workshop to raise some funds. I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. There's no time to lose. I need to get to work. Early bird gets the worm.
Can you believe her? She just ran off.
刚刚讲 early bird gets the worm.
Paimon's pretty sure our advice went in one ear and out the other.
It's understandable. When inspiration and passion strike at the same time, it's all too easy to throw yourself headfirst into your work and forget about everyone around you. A lot of journalists are the same way when they're first starting out. But don't you worry. I'm gonna write an article on all this, and I'll be checking in on her regularly. Her research has the potential to benefit the entire journalistic community. I'll give her plenty of input to stop her from going down any rabbit holes, and make sure mass production of her lens can begin as soon as possible.
It's reassuring to know that you'll be looking out for her, Charlotte.
不愧是夏洛蒂。
Actually, you know what? Why don't you two take this prototype lens? I'm sure you'll have plenty of chances to use it on your travels. It takes the right person to get the most out of a new technology. In your hands, it's sure to capture some amazing sights.
Thanks a lot, Charlotte. No bonus, no biggie. This makes everything worth it.
You're welcome. I got something out of this too. The beginnings of a very interesting news story. The boundaries between real news reports and news-like fiction must not be blurred, even when there's a compelling justification for doing so. Yes, that's how I'll phrase it to the editors when I give them my feedback. Let's hope we don't mislead any more well-meaning citizens in the future.
OK， 变焦镜头获得这个东西打开之后，启用道具，它可以带着这个，不是你这个，你怎么可以让我装这个上去啊？浪费一个在这个上面，太不。你在一般角色中，他用这个东西是只能调整远近，然后如果你是用下落地的话，在关掉状态下用道具，它就只能这样。对变人说，你可以变成第一人称视角。使用道具后，转为特殊的摄影方式。啊，点下去状态就可以走动。感觉好像变了一种游戏。短按的话还是一样，这要长按。OK， 我们换下一个活动。我应该先跑活动还是先打深渊呢？我 我觉得我们先打深渊好了，活动感觉会比较长，这样调时间的意义。蒸发反敌方状潜水后，就老样子上阵，要说是偷懒性选择。
Solidify!
Look alive! Teamwork is dream! Let's get this show on the road!
Picked the wrong test subject. Picked the wrong test subject. Picked.
Let's get it on!
Stabilize. To the berry. To the berry. Settle down.
By Royal, strike a pose!
Berry.
I'm going in! Buckle up! Here comes the finale!
Another test subject.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Gather.
Now disappear!
Pick the wrong test subject. Silence.
Shower me with praise! Time to shine! Oz, reveal!
Another test.
Into the wind!
Bow your head. The wrong test. Solidify.
Look alive! Adventure time! I'm going in!
Strike a pose! By Royal Decree!
One with nature!
Oh. Bow your head. So soon.
水附着的状态。 啊，我应该反过来这样。
Here comes the catch. Dissipate. Check this out. Here's Becca.
Here you are.
Busted.
Such a pain. Silence.
Odds reveal. Yoo-hoo! Let the world come alive!
好，他们需要写成太大的。
Our bond is strong.
Don't get too close. Supporting fire.
Things are about to get dicey.
Stand with me.
Check this out. I got you covered.
Gotcha.
Our bond is strong.
Fire it up.
Bow your head.
Shower me with
By royal decree.
Your journey ends here, Lord
Check
of
this
Sand.
out.
Your
comes the
sacrifice is ready.
Supporting fire.
Yes, now.
Ah.
Busted.
Don't get too close.
Dissipate.
Flicker.
Silence.
Wind strike.
Yoo-hoo! Time to shine! Odds reveal.
这边带雷。嗯。
Shower me with
Clouds high. The birds call.
Let the world come alive!
Let the mighty be humbled.
Things are about to get dicey.
Hey! The Temple of Wisdom!
Stand with me.
Gotcha.
Our bond is strong.
Committed to Mip.
Flicker. How bold.
哦，差一点。
Strike a pose. Time to shine.
Be sanctified. Risk is growing, but it poses no threat to me.
A glimpse of the future.
Bow your head.
The flame of redemption. The fate of this world.
哼，还敢放冤上啊！我要把你，我要把你淹死。
Make yourselves at home.
Game's up. Fun's over.
Lord of Sand,
Stand with
your
me.
sacrifice is ready.
Grow. Committed to memory.
Here you are.
Quietly now.
Dissipate.
Grow. Commit.
Settle down.
索拉跟
The wind knows me.
布兰
Let the world collide. By royal decree.
Enjoy.
Let the mighty be humbled.
Banquet must go on. Banquet must go on. Please remain seated. The bond is strong.
Everyone hold hands. Sharing my knowledge.
Things are about to get dicey.
Flicker.
Stand with me.
Defract.
嗯，虽然我早就知道会是冤上的主场，但是也太多了吧。交给你。
Bow your head.
Let my name echo in song. Oz reveal.
Fallen leaves. Adorn.
The tides beckon. Silence!
Shower me with praise! Time to shine!
Let the mighty be humbled!
By royal...
Settle down! Bow your head.
Gold shall turn to dust.
Gather!
Teamwork is dream!
Let's get it on!
This is order.
Let's get this show on the road.
Let's light it up! I'm going in! Teamwork is dream!
A round of applause.
Buckle up! Ha! Ha! Hi! Yeah!
Step right up.
Yeah.
Silence!
Wind strike. As one with wind and cloud.
Oz, reveal! Strike a pose! Let my name echo
The tides beckon. Settle down.
Wind strike. Clouds high. The birds.
by royal decree. Let the world collide!
Be sanctified. An oversight on my part.
Revelation from on high. A glimpse of the
Bow your head.
Hear the inferno's call.
Strike a pose! Everybody stand back!
Let's get it on!
I will have order.
Here comes the finale.
You're dead meat!
Crumble.
Teamwork is dream work!
And voila! clever trick.
This is order. Solidify. Order guide you.
Everybody stand!
Let's get this show on the road.
Eh, 好，过了，太好。
Yoo-hoo! Let my name echo in song!
Silence. The tides beckon.
Let the world come alive!
Settle down. Be sanctified.
As one with wind and cloud.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Stop that! I still couldn't. Time to shine!
Bow your head.
Wind strider. Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
Let the mighty be humbled.
Let the world come alive!
Settle down. The tides beckon.
Odds revealed by...
Wind strider.
Shadow Raven, let night fall! May I present? Time to shine!
Justice is bow your... An oversight on my part.
这自己太麻烦了。
Let the mighty be humbled. Stabilize.
Avengers, let's light it up! Teamwork is trick!
Now disappear. Here comes the finale.
Let's light it up!
Solidify.
Buckle up! You asked for it!
And voila!
Silence.
Into the wind. The clouds high. The birds.
Let my name echo in something. Don't look at me like this.
I see the temperate waters.
对，等下最后一层也太痛了。
Silence!
Fallen leaves adorn my.
By royal time to shine.
Settle down! Be sanctified.
An unfortunate fault. The wind knows me.
You need a soldier for me. This one's
Silence!
you win.
Shower me with praise.
Wind strider.
Settle down!
As one with wind and cloud.
哇，你们真的离的是世纪远。
The tides beckon.
The power of flame compels.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. Be
你不知道你们两个是法师吗？你们两个也离太远了吧？
Strike a pose. Let the world come out.
So many regrets.
Let the mighty be humbled.
Let the flames of redemption know.
哦，你看到烤焦的火鸡，嗨，大姐，我现在才看到。
Stabilize. This is order.
I'm going in.
A round of applause.
我要在42秒内把他们打完。
Step right.
Gather.
Here comes the finale.
Everybody stand back.
Now disappear.
啊，重来。感觉好像有点机会。
Fallen leaves adorn my.
Shower me with.
哎，
Reveal by.
Bow your head.
Cut down. You win.
Be sanctified.
One shall.
看看，谢谢啊。哎，要先等一下，这 CD 不会重置，这太智障了。
Let me try you.
By royal decree.
As one with wind and cloud. Time to go.
Time to shine.
Silence.
他们理论上是不太会动的，因为他们都是远距法师，他们没有靠在一起的理由。
Strike a pose. Let the world collide. Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Settle down.
The flames of redemption.
Be sanctified.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Silence!
What a small
Shower me with praise! Time to shine!
The tides beckon.
world is all.
Bow your head. Settle down.
啊哈哈哈哈！
Solidify.
I'm going in! Look alive!
Let's get this show on the road! And voila!
Order guide you.
Hey! Buckle up! Let's light it up!
Gather.
Everybody stand back!
Step right up. Here comes the finale.
Let's get it off!
Solidify.
OK， 啊，我过啦。结果事实证明，就算他们离得再远，只要你贴着其中一只的屁股，还是可以喷到另一只的。哈哈！啊，满心。牧场啊，恭喜啊，治愈啊，冰伤。好了，那么我们去好活动了。稍微去远一点。哎。你怎么忧心忡忡的样子呢？
That can't be right. Oh, but what if they're real after all? No, that can't.
Greetings, miss! Is there something
好，
that's
点太快
bothering
了。
you?
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm Della Roche, the representative of the Fontaine Fishing Association. How can I help you?
对啊，我确认了，他所有关卡都开了，我才跑。原来德拉罗斯的英文叫做 Dera Rose。
Oh, so you're adventurers. Oh, finally, someone has heard my prayers.
Paimon could tell you were really bothered by something. Go don't worry, you've got 2 super experienced adventurers right here. We'll take care of anything and everything for you as long as you pay us a little bit of mora.
Oh, you are exactly the helpers I need. See, the problem is that the fish around a fishing spot at Araneus have just all up and vanished recently.
真的不是被我钓光了吗？我最近没有钓鱼。
They disappeared too quickly for it to have been the work of human anglers. As the representative of the Fishing Association, I had planned to go and investigate the area right away.
下一句一定是蛋吃。
Right, but unfortunately, as the representative of the Fishing Association, there are a few other errands that I absolutely have to run. So
you'd like us to investigate the spot for you?
那下一句一定是所以想要委托2位调查一下。
Exactly, you're right on the mora. So I thought I could delegate this work to you. Are you two some kind of prophets, knowing exactly what I was going to say like that? Or maybe like the oracles you read about in fairy tales?
占卜大师，只是结果太多了。
Yeah, we're just really experienced in this kind of thing, that's all.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'll get a good night's sleep knowing the 2 of you are on the case.
But don't we just need to investigate the missing fish? It really doesn't sound too difficult.
他居然是说他晚上可以睡个好觉。
No, you mustn't let your guard down. As the representative of the Fishing Association, I have good reason to believe that the fish have gone missing due to an encounter with the water imps.
水妖。
Yes, you're both Outlanders, right? Our local fairy tales often speak of a terrifying underwater creature called Thelxie.
可惜。按照地点来看的话，应该是类似卡尔派之类的那种生物。先记一下，我记得。我记得伊犁也好。
The story our parents would tell us was always the same. If we went to the water alone, then we'd be snatched away and eaten by a water imp called Thelxie.
A child-eating water imp? Did they tell you what it looked like?
My father would always describe it as a beautiful, multicolored snake woman, while my mother said it had a handsome face. It's really strange, though, because you'd also hear other people describe it as just a chubby penguin with a deceptive appearance. Even though the tales vary regarding its appearance, everyone agrees that it's really dangerous. It lives in an underwater cave surrounded by pallid bones and uses its sensitive nose to track down lonely children who've lost their way.
如果对我们来说的话，只要是企鹅，可能都是通用的。
And once it finds a child, it uses its alluring singing voice to lure them into the water before swallowing them all. Pretty terrifying, isn't it?
原来是这一种水妖。
Sounds kind of scary. But isn't that pretty normal for a fairy tale? After all, those kinds of stories are usually made up to help keep children away from danger.
But what if the fairy tale was inspired by a real-life tale, just like how a water vein always has a source?
有什么证据吗？
Well, I wouldn't call it evidence per se, but I've heard some rumors lately. They say that someone recently saw a child walk into the water as if he was possessed by something. Doesn't that sound just like he was responding to the call of a water imp?
So you mean someone really got eaten by a water imp?
It's all hearsay, so it's hard to confirm. But still, they all say this happened on Araneus. That's no laughing matter if you ask me. Both the Opera House and the Fountain of Lucine were built there, and the sources of many water veins can be traced to the island as well. Combine that with the mysterious mist, the huge tree with expansive underground roots, and the rumor that the fish apes on the island can understand human language.
你们的传言还挺正确的。
Is it really so shocking that an island so shrouded in mystery could harbor a terrifying water imp as well?
传说笼罩的岛屿有一半都是纳维莱特害的。
Why does Paimon feel like you're pulling our leg? You're just piling on the rumors now. Still, if someone's really been hurt, then we can't just ignore the situation, right, Traveler?
先去查看一下吧。
Oh, marvelous. Then I'll just mark the stretch of water on your map. Don't forget that no matter what, safety always comes first. 哦，原来是在这里呀！他从柔登港回来跟纳蒂亚聊天了。我觉得自己最近变强了一点，下次港口工作不那么忙的时候，我们再去水下寻宝。好，如果又被球球章鱼追着打，我会负起责任把尤威尔带回来的。你也该对我有点信心吧？为什么前提就是我这次一定会输？虽然不记得尤威尔之前已经输给球球章鱼多少次，但我知道这次输掉的可能性很大。可恶！但是不管怎么说，要是有希望，人就是在一次次失败中获得成长，对吧？尤威尔是对的，只要坚持下去，一定会有成功的机会。
The show begins.
懂啊。
Is this the stretch of water Delaroche was talking about? It looks really peaceful. Huh? Look, there are some footprints over there.
脚印，还真是脚印的痕迹看起来是朝水下延伸。
These look pretty fresh. Did the water imp get someone again? Let's look around and see if we can find anything else.
直接跳下水去。
Wait, did you hear something just now?
泡泡声。声音越来越大，没有上岸了。那你不要这样，菲米你会伤心的。
Paimon? Traveler?
菲米，
I'm sorry. I forgot I was still wearing this.
菲米你摘下了潜水手盔。
Paimon, are you okay?
Paimon nearly mistook you for a water imp. Thank goodness it was just you wearing your helmet.
Huh? A water imp?
我们在调查水妖特尔克西。
Thelxie, you say? How surprising.
菲奥克斯啊，菲尼克斯，他的直翻是不是这个词啊
Huh? You know that name too? Or do you know someone else is trying to investigate the water imp?
No, I think our situations are probably unrelated. Sure, if that's in order. I know the name because of one of my employers. She noticed the clockwork penguins I brought to the workshop and contacted me through the shop's owner. She has commissioned me to make a special toy. Following her request, I've named the toy Thelxie.
Huh? But isn't it a little creepy to name a toy after a water imp? Wait, hold on! For a minute, you never take commissions from other people!
Yeah, but, she made a special request, but out of respect for her privacy, I can't really talk about it. It's alright though. She'll be coming over to check on my progress shortly, and I'll just tell her that you're two of my trustworthy companions. Hearing that, she might be willing to share some information, and you'll be able to continue with your investigation.
Huh. Even though you seem a little cold and reserved sometimes, you're still really considerate. Our target isn't necessarily the water imp, though. We're primarily here to investigate the disappearance of the fish.
The fish?
告诉菲米尼钓鱼协会的委托，他点了点头，若有所思的表情。突然，他呼吸停顿了一下。
I think I may have connected the dots. These past few weeks, I've been taking Thelxie for underwater testing every day. The pressure testing makes a lot of noise. So, all that about the disappearing fish? Well, it was probably because of me.
So that's all it was? That actually makes a lot of sense. Wait, so could that mean the child we heard about who walked into the water was also...
是准备工作的菲米尼。
Yes, I think that's quite likely as well.
Whew. So in the end, it was just Fremine. Paimon spent all this time imagining what a water imp from the fairy tales might look like, and it all turns out to be just a hoax.
I'm sorry. It sounds like I've created a lot of trouble for everyone else as well. I'll try to finish this commission as soon as possible. Once I'm done, the fish should come back.
不用放在心上，需要帮忙吗？
Thanks for offering, but I can't trouble you any more than I already have.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. Didn't you just call us your trustworthy companions? Companions are all about helping each other, you know?
But don't you need to report back to your commissioner?
Nope, that's not how it works. See, Paimon's got these commissioner types all figured out, even though we were just tasked with finding out why the fish had gone missing.
这你就不懂。
If we tell them now that it was all just a misunderstanding, you can bet they'd just immediately hand us another commission to help them get the fish back.
因为我们是超级有经验的冒险家、工具人。
Exactly! So if we can help you finish up your work and get the fish back, that would save us an extra trip!
Is that what you'd like to do as well?
我觉得派蒙说的对。
Huh. Alright, I'll trust your judgment. Please follow me. I've made a makeshift camp over there. I've stored Thelxie in the tent. He can respond to some simple verbal commands. You can try calling his name and see if he'll come over.
Whoa, sounds pretty advanced. Let Paimon give it a try. Hey, Thelxie, are you there?
他真的在动。有点可爱。
Smile!
旁边好多东西，开发日志。尝试为特尔克西加入语言输出模组，语言就选择秘鲁之家的旧式加密讯号编码。好处有二：一是秘鲁之家仓库有不少闲置的旧式主机板；二是和潜水头盔的转译模组相容，方便快速辨识讯号编码的内涵并测试。至于加密必须的编移值，为了方便就设置为1。这就麻烦了。原本计划去申请一个转译模组给特尔克西用，和潜水头盔里的同一型号就好，不像仓库缺货。看来必须照头盔的转译模组手工制作一个，不知道时间够不够，总之研究一下。转译模组的制作工期超出预计，这下去特尔克西的主体都会受影响，只好暂停开发。虽然透过潜水头盔可以解读特尔克西输出的讯号编码，但其他人就无法理解，有些遗憾。特尔克西，抱歉，没人让你开口。什么百仇解德斯特嘞？等一下，这个熟悉的东西这个我好像解过，怎么会这么眼熟呢？100100011，W， 然后不对，不是 W， 这是DBW， 然后最后一个是DBWB， 然后它是偏移一码的，所以是要往前或往后推吧。DAV 好像是错的，所以应该是 这是 CAVA 吗？好像走这个是对的。这是 CAVA 或 ECX 变异一码，我不太确定它是哪一种。
So that's Fremona's version of Thelxie. It's also penguin-shaped, just like Pear.
Yep. Had Thelxie lived in Penguin Town, he'd probably have become great friends with Pear.
企鹅小镇在哪里？
It's not really anywhere famous or important. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Thelxie. Nice to meet you. Do you know how to say hello?
是一样的。特尔克西会说话。
I wanted to install a language output module, but due to time constraints, I had to give up on the idea. As it stands, Thelxie can only output messages that were pre-written into its motherboard. I haven't given him the ability to convert those messages into discernible words, so he can't really talk to us just yet.
No need to get so technical. So basically, you want us to help you complete and install this language module, right?
No, there's no need. That wasn't one of my employer's requests. It was just something I wanted to try. I have two other things I'd like your help with. The first is to do some integration testing on Thelxie's motherboard, to make sure he will be able to function properly in most situations.
That doesn't sound too hard. And what's the other thing?
The other shouldn't take too long either. You'll need to find Thelxie some colorful shells and coral, so I can craft a weapon for him.
A weapon? Will Thelxie have to fight?
Mm-hmm. Thelxie will need to be able to charge forward with a weapon in hand, like that brave prince of legend. It's a part of my employer's request.
What an imaginative employer! Naming Thelxie after a water imp, but wanting him to look like a prince?
Well, regardless of his role or species, Thelxie's purpose is the same. Just like Pear, he has come to this world to serve as somebody's companion.
陪伴。天哪！
Whoa, Thelxie just said something again! Could he understand what we were just talking about?
"我觉得我再看下去，我迟早会把摩斯密码给背。 4个点缀，然后再点W， 然后点点点点。F， 然后
He can react to certain key words, but unfortunately, due to the lack of a translation module, he still can't quite communicate with us.
That's a pity. But anyway, the most important thing right now is for us to get to work. Maybe let's start by doing some testing on the motherboard. That sounds like something we can do here in the camp.
Sounds good. The motherboard is on my workbench, so please follow me. Ah, here we go. I have this testing manual, so feel free to reference it if you get stuck. Want to give it a try? It's okay if you don't succeed immediately. I've got a lot of backup boards just in case. Okay. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. Please give the testing a try.
它都会是一样的开头语。虽然知道关键是，可是这就出现了一个问题。是用什么密码方式？我记得好像没有讲过壁炉之家的加密法。它这边是只写数字的1，所以它应该不是用维基。向前移1个或向后移1个，好像有点……这样吗？好想搬隔壁的对话过来啊！连线，我要连线。
You're doing well, just as I expected.
We've taken on a lot of similar tasks before, you know.
Then let's move on to the underwater part. It's just as I mentioned earlier. We're after colorful shells and coral. Oh, speaking of which, you're both already pretty used to Fontaine's underwater environment, right?
小菜一碟啦。
Okay, that's good. Just let me know if you ever feel uncomfortable. I'll make sure to stay right by your side.
这个水域有点远。从柔真港游。
It should be right over there. We'll be able to find something that'll help us with our search.
水下的回音也太重了。
We call this thing an echoing conch. It can detect special reflection waves in the water to help us with all kinds of underwater exploration and excavation efforts. Here, try it. Did you notice any interesting places? The echoing conch should have detected some just now. Let's go check them out.
500尺水深处躺着特尔克西，他的身体已化为珊瑚。真是不好。
Alright, these should be enough. Let's head back to camp. Thank you for staying out here with me all this time.
彩蛋如果刻在贝壳上，这也太不好找了。要细找。被破西服吃到没有？我多了一个人。名字也太长。
Ah, Fremine, you're back. I thought you might have been out diving.
I'm sorry, Madame d'Estrée. I must have kept you waiting. I can report, though, that the construction of Thelxie is going quite smoothly.
他说 Madame 就是日文的 Madame。
There's no rush. I'm your employer, not your supervisor. And these two are...
Oh, they're two of my trustworthy companions. They're here to help me work on Thelxie.
Yes, I see. I suppose it's only natural for someone responsible like you to have some reliable friends.
It's really nice to meet you, Madame d'Estrée. Are you Fremine's employer? Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
Greetings, my new friends. Just call me Zuria. You are both so adorable. The sight of you reminds me of little fairies under a cottage roof.
Oh, do you really think so?
我也很像精灵吗？
Of course.
If my child had friends like you, then perhaps he wouldn't have become so obsessed with the tales of water imps. And I wouldn't have had to trouble Fremine here with this commission.
Obsessed with the tales of water imps?
Ah, so you don't know anything about my request yet? I would have thought Fremine had explained it to you already.
Well, Fremine told us that it was a private matter, so he didn't want to just share it willy-nilly.
I see. So Monsieur Fremine is even more discreet than I had thought. As you are assisting him with the project, I believe it'll be beneficial for you to learn more about its vision and history. But it would be quite impolite of me to simply pile all of my troubles on you without your permission. So, would you like to listen to my story?
我们好像是第一次遇到这么有礼貌的委托人。
Sure, you can tell us anything. You've already said nice things about us, so we'll try our best to help you get through your troubles.
Ah, what a lovely little fairy. Then let me think of a way to put my situation into words. I'm sure you're already familiar with the tale of the water imps, right? Simply put, parents came up with a story, painting water imps as scary abductors in an effort to convince their children to stay away from the water. My child is rather special, however. While most other children are terrified of Thelxie, he's infatuated with him.
Infatuated? With a water imp? What a brave soul.
Yes. He told me that he thought the water imp might have just been misunderstood. In his mind, instead of singing to abduct children, the water imp actually sang out of a longing for companionship. As a result, he often goes near the water in secret.
Huh. So he wanted to become friends with the water imp so it wouldn't be lonely any longer? What a unique way of thinking.
Thank you, little Paimon. He indeed has always stood out from the crowd. He was actually diagnosed with loneliness syndrome when he was only 8 years old.
孤独病。
It's a type of mental disorder. Those affected by it often feel extremely lonely and lose interest in many mundane activities. The syndrome is probably what made him so determined to become friends with the water imp.
Oh no. Is it a very serious disorder?
If you were to become afflicted with the disorder, Paimon, you would only be able to say less than a fraction of the words you're saying to the traveler now.
派蒙一天能说1000多句话。
No! Paimon won't accept that! We would have to find a doctor to help cure Paimon. Paimon has a 2,000-word quota for daily conversations with the traveler, and she won't settle for a single word less!
The family doctor has already begun to treat my son, but since the disorder is rare, there aren't many good regimens for treatment. He's also developed some new symptoms lately, such as uncontrollable delusions.
Huh? Uncontrollable what now?
Uncontrollable delusions. To put it simply, he can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality, and spends all his time in his fantasy world.
Then what is he seeing in his fantasy world?
It's a dream that he often mentioned to me when he was younger. I've compiled what I could understand of his recent rambling. It goes a bit like this.
曾经在塞洛海源500尺深的水下，有一个盛大又华丽的水妖王国。那里生活着数不清的可爱水妖，它们住在由七彩宝贝壳和珊瑚建造的房子里。白天辛勤地看照海兽，晚上穿梭在金色的水草间唱。他们就这么幸福地生活着，直到彩虹巡礼日的来临，那是新王降临的重要日子。在那天，水妖们会挑选出自家 房子中最珍贵的一颗贝壳，用金枝和金叶绑好，献给他们最爱戴的水妖王子。巡礼日当天，王子会走上那些贝壳搭建而成的彩虹桥，在欢呼中接受国王的加冕，之后向所有水妖们撒下兴旺的祝福。而这位王子的名字就是我们熟知的特尔克西。
Amazing! Your son came up with all of this? He really crafted a lovely fairy tale world for Thelxie. It's like a beautiful dream.
But perhaps no beautiful dream can ever last long. You see, the story ended with a twist.
那一次的彩虹巡礼日如期到来了，但随之而来的是无数的魔物。它背后有配音是下雨的声音。他们邪恶残暴，令人恐惧。热爱歌唱的水妖们无力反抗，王国被占领，国王被杀死，水妖们也都被囚禁了起来。绚烂的彩虹桥在那一天失去了光彩。在一位戴着面罩的神秘人掩护下，王子艰难地逃离，但他已经失去了一切，只能终日用悲伤歌唱，而那歌声只有同样形单影只的孩子才能听见。
How could the story end like this? Is that kind of fantasizing what caused your son to develop his loneliness syndrome?
Well, it'd be more accurate to say that it was the syndrome that caused such terrible delusions to manifest. But in any case, the biggest problem is the patient eventually loses themselves to the fantasy world of their own creation.
My poor child can no longer differentiate between imagination and reality. He's begun to see himself as Thelxie.
Perhaps in his mind, the loneliness he felt became the same as that of a prince who lost everything he ever loved, or...
What? So that's what you meant by uncontrollable delusions. Then we have to help him snap out of it.
怎么办？
Alas, most of the time he acts as if he can no longer sense or interact with the real world at all. I've had several discussions with the doctor, and we think it is best to try to guide his fantasy. He once wanted to make a picture book of his imaginary world, but since the disorder progressed too quickly, he never quite got past the first page of the book. If we could use this book as a breakthrough for his condition... Here, you can take a look.
这个太太可以把画布带在身上。
So Zuri's son also saw Thelxie as a penguin. Oh, he looks so sad.
太会画了。
What we should do now is help him complete this picture book. However, we'll lead the story to a different ending. One where the water imp prince is eventually able to restore his kingdom with the help of his friends. We'll need to chase away his loneliness and sorrow, and let him perceive a world full of hope again. That's what I mean by guiding his fantasy.
But if we just need to finish the picture book, why does Fremine need to make a Thelxie as well?
Because we need to treat the book's story seriously, as if it's a history of things that have really happened. We'll need to go on a journey like Thelxie, and help him regain his crown and country. But my child can no longer go on a journey of his own. This is why I commissioned Fremine here to craft a Thelxie, and then I'll paint the journey with this Thelxie into the picture book.
Ah, like a stand-in for your son! Paimon's starting to get it now. Oh, you really put a lot of thought into this, Zuria. Paimon still has one question, though. Where will we be able to find a Water Imp Kingdom?
There are some ruins on the seabed of the Salacia Plains. I've already asked Fremine to research them for me. We'll be able to use one of the ruins as the kingdom.
拜托， 我们去水仙石那边借一下场地比较好了。
Oh, so we'll just need to act out a performance of, a brave journey through the kingdom of water imps. As long as we chase away the monsters in the ruins, it'll count as chasing away the monsters in the water imp kingdom, right?
Sadly, no. We won't just be putting on a performance. It's just as Zuria said. We need to take this seriously. And the only way we can take this seriously is if we choose to believe everything that's happening is real.
So we'll be playing it straight? Or, making it a fully immersive experience? Oh, neither of those really sound right. Well, either way, we'll still be able to help, right?
绝对没问题。
It's all right. There's no need to get that serious. It's not a big deal. I believe in my son. We can just see this as him wanting to stay asleep for a bit longer because he's so enamored with his dream.
Zuria.
Keep your spirits up, everyone. If we were to look troubled, my son is sure to become anxious as well. I should be heading back right about now to check on my son. We temporarily moved to a place on the hill over there, so my son will have a better spot to convalesce. It's not far from the water, and there's also a great view. Feel free to come find me if anything urgent comes up.
Understood. There's also one last thing. Since these two friends were able to help me out, I've made some more progress on Thelxie. I estimate that he should be ready sometime tomorrow.
That's great news. I must thank you all. With that in mind, how about we meet here in 2 days' time to head to the Kingdom of Water Imps? All right, everyone. Let's meet again in another 2 days.
Zuria sure is a brave and optimistic lady. Fremine, do you think her plan will work out?
Let's discuss that over by the tent. There were a few things that I didn't bring up because the Madame was here.
What is it, Fremine? What did you want to say?
不然你就算跟我说他其实没有孩子，我都不太意外。
If you don't mind me asking, I would like the two of you to mentally prepare yourselves.
什么心理准备？
This is the first time that you've met anyone with the syndrome, right? I know you two are both really strong and will do everything you can to help the child. But with the syndrome being the way it is, if things don't quite turn out as we wish, I hope you'll be able to accept the outcome and not put too much blame on yourselves.
Fremine, why do you bring this up all of a sudden? Didn't we just promise Zuria that we'll be optimistic about everything working out?
It's not that I'm not optimistic. It's just...
你很了解这种病人。
So that's why you looked like you knew exactly what she was talking about. Wait, Fremine, don't tell Paimon that you also...
No. Please don't misunderstand. I've never had it. I've just seen many cases of it at the House of the Hearth, back when we lived under the previous director. They say there are many factors surrounding the development of this illness. I've heard everything from hereditary factors and one's state of mind, to environmental factors, and even ley line disorder effects. Some even say it could be caused by contamination from god remains. And from the cases I've seen, there weren't many positive outcomes. In the worst cases, the patient could even pass away.
What? It could get that serious? And here Paimon thought they'd just stop talking as much.
Yeah, That's just the nature of it. So if you'll find it difficult to cope with the worst-case scenario, I would prefer that you back out right now. I don't want you to help only to feel like you failed.
Hey, now's not the time to be joking around. Don't worry, Fremine. No matter how hard it might get, we'll be able to handle it.
Really? Then in that case, let's see this real-life fantasy adventure together to the end.
Yeah! But Paimon has a question. If this illness can really be as bad as you've described, then do you really think Zuria's method will be able to help? After all, we'll just be using a toy as Thelxie and some ruins as the Kingdom of Water Imps. The whole adventure will only be turned into a picture book for her son to read.
Well, I think it should be able to do something. To harbor a fantasy means that the child wants to save himself somehow. The only reason he's allowed his dream kingdom to fall is because he's lost control of his heart. But if we can help him regain control and escape from the darkness, we'll be able to change his world. Like helping someone who's lost their voice be able to speak again.
Oh, Paimon sees what you're saying now. Huh. How do you understand all of this so well, Fremine?
Well, maybe because I've also had many of my own dreams in the past. I even had my own fairy tale world, much like that boy's. I was able to draw a lot of support from it, so I believe in the power of fantasy worlds.
是你之前说的那个企鹅小镇?
So you remembered.
What Penguin Town? Why doesn't Paimon remember? Is that also a fairy tale world? Don't leave Paimon in the dark!
突然被你拿出了潜水头盔并戴了起来。
Hey, why did you put that on?
It's just one of my personal quirks. Please pay it no mind. Anyway, Penguin Town is a peaceful place with lots of penguin residents. They're all really good at making clockwork toys. And Pear is the town's triumphant hero, as well as the one who quietly protects the whole place.
哦，对啊，今天比较早开台，毕竟直播活动没剩下几天，所以今天就早点开，然后主要是要让一些半夜不会醒着的人也跟上直播，所以就早点开了。
Pear? But didn't you make Pear yourself?
Well, I often think that Pear only came to me because he realized how much I needed him. So it's not so much that I made Pear, as Pear chose me as his friend.
Fremine, are you sure you're not losing control of your fantasies as well?
No, I don't think so. I can still differentiate between fantasy and reality. I just believe that the fairy tale world of my dreams must also exist somewhere. It might just be hidden, which is why it's difficult to see. Or it will only reveal itself at very specific times.
Specific times? Like when you put on your diving helmet?
哦，对啊，对，做这次活动的任务，我压到今天才做。
Yeah, that's the general idea of it.
Really? Paimon just said that because you put on your helmet.
Have you ever observed the surface world from underwater? It's as if you're viewing a whole different world from the outside. It's a very surreal feeling. Both alienating, but also as if you're being protected by something. I have a similar feeling when I put on my diving helmet. In those moments, it's possible to see some truly wondrous things, as if a fairy tale has become reality. It's almost like a sort of miracle.
Really? Like a miracle?
讲到我都想戴戴看你头盔了。
Well, if that's an order.
没错，是指令。好，上班加油！我开玩笑的。
Hey, don't you still need time to work on Thuxley's weapon? We don't want to keep you from finishing your commission.
Right. I still have to collect some tools I'll need to craft the weapon. I've got to finish everything before tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me, Paimon. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities for you to try my helmet. Thanks for all of your help. I'll be off for now. Let's meet up here again in 2 days.
难怪有人说这次做的，这些都是企鹅小镇的。说他在上方的那个房子，哪一个房子啊？这里看得到的一个住屋是这里吗？
Who are you? I have a patient here who needs quiet bed rest. Please leave us be unless you have anything urgent to report. Who are you?
这是这一栋房子。这栋房子我思考了很久，到底是谁住在这里？没想到是活动。我先倒个喝的。难怪有人说这次的画面做得很好。 从这边跳。我们到底是在挖贝壳还是挖怪？哦，对的。哦， 因为它会停下来。先借吧。
Is your child feeling any better?
Thank you for your concern, Fremine. His condition is fairly stable. The family doctor said we might be able to take him out for a stroll today.
Zuria, Fremine, we're here!
Seems like everyone's arrived now.
Not quite. Aren't we missing someone? But Paimon has a guess where he might be. Hey, Thalxie! Oh, Thalxie's got himself a sword and a shield now. He's looking sharp.
Indeed. With his weapons in hand, Thalxie looks more formidable than ever. You've really outdone yourself, Fremine.
We helped too.
Yes, you really had a good eye for materials. Everything you found was high quality. Speaking of which, Zuria just told me that she wants to end the adventure with the coronation ceremony. So, could I also trouble you with finding some materials for the crown? You can just keep an eye out for them on our way to the ruins. I was planning to collect the materials myself, but then I realized you might be able to find some prettier ones than what I could get my hands on.
Seems like everything's ready to go. Shall we head out?
Please wait a moment. I was just thinking. Since Thalxi has already shown us his brand new appearance, we may already be able to draw a new page in the picture book. What do you think?
Ooh, Paimon's excited now.
要画什么内容呢？
Why don't we use the story we know as a reference? Just make the atmosphere a bit less grim.
So we'll take out the sad parts and replace them with happier stuff? Sounds great to Paimon.
All right, I'll give it a try. I'm not very adept at drawing, but I've seen a lot of art during my work. Now, as far as the actual content of the drawing, please tell me what you'd like to see.
Let me think. We can draw the weapon. The prince has picked up the Sword of Courage and the Shield of Perseverance, which proves he has crossed the mire of doubt, and now is ready to wage war against the darkness.
Okay, I'll add the weapons. Anything else?
你很会画。
Paimon wants to give him some friends. Thalxi's got some friends by his side now, so he's no longer fighting alone.
Okay, I'll also draw some companions. Anything else?
你很会画，还有色彩。
Color. Ah, color, yes, that's really important. The road in front of him now will no longer be just grayscale, but bursting with color and hope. Who would have thought the page could have become so inspiring? How wonderful! Splendid ideas, everyone.
Great! Everyone looks super pumped up. Thalxi most of all.
Are you seeing this, my son? Are you feeling inspired by this as well?
I'm sure he is, Zarya. And this is still just the first page.
That's right! Paimon can't wait to see the picture book when it's all finished. We should finish it as soon as possible and keep up the belief and hope in our hearts.
Mm-hmm. I'm starting to look forward to it as well. So let's get the show on the road and head towards the Kingdom of Water Imps.
Yay! Thalxi's fantastic adventures begin now!
王子的国度。这水妖国度的岸边怎么有点熟悉呢？
Look! Those are materials that we can use for the crown, right? Let's get some for Fremine.
非有字的贝壳，它眼睛亮如明珠，它的骨头永不消弭。皇冠彩。
These should be enough. I knew you'd have a knack for finding the best materials. We shouldn't need anything else to hit.
Whoa! Is that the entrance to the underwater ruins ahead?
这根本是秘境吧？勇闯水妖王，美丽的水妖王国近在咫尺，勇者们与克尔克西王子一起打败侵占王国的魔物，寻回王子遗失的荣耀吧！ 看在是非迷你的主场上，我就带着非迷你。协力者。
So these are the underwater ruins that Fremine found. They're pretty amazing, but still not exactly the kind that Paimon was imagining.
不是水下遗迹，是水妖王国。
Oh, yeah, Paimon knows. It's just... Paimon thought we'd actually see a fairy tale world. Like with the water imp's colorful houses and the rainbow bridge.
I'm sorry. I was hoping to put up some decorations, but ran out of time to do it by myself.
没关系，现在是幻想时间。
Whoa, someone's already switched into fantasy mode.
Seems like the travelers already got the gist of things. You should do your best too, Paimon.
Don't underestimate Paimon. Paimon can flip the switch too. Now entering Paimon Fantasy Mode!
你之前好像也变成过机器人状态。
Ahem. Young adventurers, 'tis Paimon, guardian goddess of this land. State your goals and intentions for visiting this nation.
为什么有一种你在选模拟会的人的感觉？
We are the companions of Prince Thalxi, your divine highness. We have come to help him reclaim the glory that he has lost.
Oh, reclaiming your glory? Thy goddess here has golden glory, silver glory, and bronze glory. Which is it that the prince has lost?
Huh?
咦，是不是搞错剧本了？
Not at all! This is the goddess's test! Ahem. From your responses, the goddess has concluded that you're all brave adventurers without the taint of greed in your hearts. As such, you are worthy of everyone's respect. So please accept the goddess's reward. The goddess will now bestow all 3 types of glory upon you. And as for this prince, the goddess will also bestow upon you the rainbow glory, so your future will always be filled with light.
My gratitude to your divine highness for such generous blessings. Power is now surging through every part of my body.
Me too. Is this the divine inspiration of legend?
派蒙女神真是太厉害了。
Now, adventurers, forge bravely ahead and defeat the monsters that have taken over the kingdom. You will be sure to find that which you seek.
使用特尔克西王子的水妖之歌可以轻松击败敌人。
Please be careful, brave adventurers. Just ahead are some evil enemies that have invaded the kingdom of water imps. They're called... Hilly Churls of the Deep.
深海球球人，
Pair! Getting... Frost is coming!
等一下，我菲比尼被换成是施用了，我突然发现他拿的大剑跟我一般拿的不一样。
Final warning! Commencing cleanup! Pair! Frost is coming! Getting gear! Pair!
Those accursed enemies are back again. Your Highness, please show them what you're made of.
Frost is coming! Pair! Frost is coming! Getting gear! Pair! Getting gear! Frost is coming! Engaging! Leave the wounded to me! Dead reckoning! Getting gear! Frost is coming! Pair! Frost is coming! Getting gear! Pair!
We're under attack again. It's a Lawitcher of the deep.
There's no need to fear, my friends. His Highness is so strong now that even a Diviniture of the deep would pose no threat to him.
Pair! Getting gear! Pair! Commencing cleanup! Getting gear! Pair! Getting gear! Frost is coming! Getting gear! Pair! Getting gear! Oh!
Ha! Allow me!
Engaging! Leave the wounded to me! Going under! Pair! Getting gear! Frost is coming! Getting gear! Pair! Getting gear!
It's finally over! So have we defeated the evil monsters and reclaimed the kingdom of water imps?
好像有点太简单。
Yes, it should now be time for us to attend Thuxie's coronation ceremony. The only thing is, I didn't expect this to go so smoothly. I thought it would have taken longer for us to reach the heart of the ruins. It was my mistake. I should have told Fremine earlier that we would also need a crown.
It's all because the Traveler and Goddess Paimon were too strong! We just eradicated all the monsters in one go!
It's okay, Zuria. We can come back again once I've made the crown.
Then I must thank all of you again for taking the time. And you too, Thuxie, my child.
就跟刚才那句话是一样的意思。
Thuxie's turning out to be a real expert at fighting!
I don't think there's anything that will be able to stop him. He's like a true prince now.
Yes, I agree as well.
Let's head back to camp for now. I asked the traveler to search for some materials on the way because I want to make the crown as soon as possible.
We can add an update to Thelxie's fantastic adventures as well. Now that we've reclaimed the Kingdom of Water Imps, it's time for us to draw some new scenes in the picture book. Zuria and Fremine, why don't we draw the new pages first? Paimon really wants to update the picture book.
你其实是在期待派蒙女神的样子吧？
Hey, you didn't have to say it out loud.
No problem. I'm happy to oblige. Then in that case, the story today should go something like this. After overcoming many obstacles, Prince Thelxie and his brave companions finally arrived at the entrance to the Kingdom of Water Imps.
没有派蒙的样子。
At this time, the little fairy in the group, Paimon, revealed her true goddess form to her companions.
Woohoo! The goddess has arrived! She praised the companions for their purity, and to reward them, she bestowed upon them many blessings, and even prayed that the prince would be able to fulfill his goal.
Bathed under the goddess's glory, the prince and his companions charged into the bastion of evil, chased away the monsters, and rescued the pretty water imps from their imprisonment. The prince finally managed to reclaim his kingdom. But as for the crown...
Oh no! The crown isn't ready yet!
No. The crown was within the prince's reach, but the monsters took it with them as they fled. They haven't given up and are sure to return, but the prince is certain to reclaim the crown the next time they fight. The brilliant rainbow shall descend onto the kingdom once more.
Oh, and Paimon can almost see it all happening now!
紫色、粉色跟黄色的，应该是从红色去渐变出来的。我以前也有用过这种颜色的上色法。
Whoa! The pages are beautiful! Zuria is really talented at drawing.
Thank you, everyone. We've also completed the second page of the picture book now. Thelxie's journey is one step closer to its end, and the promised coronation. My child, you'll also be able to brighten up when that time comes, right?
I'm sure he will, Zuria. Who knows? Perhaps the doctor will already have some good news for you when you get back home today.
I sure hope so, Your Divine Highness. Oh, Fremine, about the time you'll need for the crown.
Please don't worry. One day should be more than enough.
Ah, then I must thank you for your hard work. All right, let's rendezvous here in another 2 days' time for our final adventure, okay? And see you in 2 days, my lovely friends.
Alright, it's about time we start heading off too. You've still got some work to do, right, Fremine?
Yeah. I'll need to go to the city shortly to get some parts for the base of the crown. I want to try out a few different designs and choose the one that looks the best.
Femini 很认真。
Yeah, Paimon knew that you didn't often take commissions from others, but Paimon had no idea you'd be so dedicated once you're on the job.
Well, about that, it might be because...
Because what?
It's because... I hope...
他是不是脸红了？
What's the matter? And what's with that look on your face? You're turning red, and it looks like you're about to run away and put your helmet on again.
Am I turning red?
超红的，看出来。不要为难菲米尼了。
All right. We won't bother you anymore for today, Fremine. Let's see each other in 2 days' time.
Okay, thank you. See you in 2 days. I hope that everyone who's found themselves in a dark place would be able to see something beautiful and experience a miracle for themselves.
"这个对话不一样。
Who are you? I have a patient here who needs quiet.
刻在贝壳上的文字：听，海的女神举起了杵，王子的丧钟叮叮叮叮。感觉还是偷懒一样。
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it.
Wind strike! As one with wind and cloud!
Yoo-hoo! Let the world come alive!
Be sanctified.
Care for a dance.
Dance with me! The show's only just begun. Care for a dance?
Time to shine!
You can't run!
Silence! Let the mighty be humbled!
Care for a dance? Dance with me! Be a good audience, won't you? I'm not done. Care for a dance? Dance with me!
Strike a pose! Let the world come alive!
It's only just begun.
Settle down!
Not
Be sanctified.
I'm dead.
care for a dance?
Silence!
Dance with me! Care for a dance?
Yoo-hoo! Let my name echo in song!
An oversight on my part.
Dance
Let
with
the mighty
me!
be humbled.
I'm dead.
Care for a dance?
Bow your head.
Did with me! Shower me with praise! Time to shine!
Dance with me! Care for a dance? There is no escape!
Teamwork is witness the power!
Inazuma shines eternal!
Everybody stand back! Bubba, get them! Eat this! Rain outlines your fate. Let me...
Torn to oblivion! Shine down!
I'm going in! No, my sword! Rain cutter!
Now you shall perish! There is no escape!
Everybody stand out of the frying pan into the fire! Your rain outlines your fate. Witness the
Torn to oblivion! Shine down!
I'm going in! Eat this! Let me weave you a verse. Huh?
Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered!
Everybody stand! Booba, get them! Hey-ya! Rain cutter!
Inazuma shines eternal!
Odds for... Yoo-hoo! Let the world come alive!
That's following up.
Settle down.
Following orders. New punching bag.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
Shower me with praise! Time to shine!
Bow your head.
By royal
That's close enough. New punch lucky today.
The tides beckon.
Following up.
Settle down.
Your coming was foretold.
Dost thou wish to witness my... Yoo-hoo! Let the world come alive!
Bow your head.
Worthy? Some target
Be
practice.
sanctified.
Spread your wings and raise a storm!
Settle down.
Wind strider.
By royal shower me with praise! Let my name echo in...
Your coming was
The
foretold.
tides beckon.
Some target practice. As one with wind and cloud.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Let the world come alive!
Silence.
Your coming was foretold.
Let the mighty be humble.
Bow your head.
Fallen leaves. Adorn.
Strike a pose! Time to shine!
Another test.
Be sanctified. Settle down.
Odds revealed! Yoo-hoo! Let the world come alive!
The tides beckon.
You got.
Silence.
Wind strider.
Wings of darkness! Come, sever night... Strike a pose! Time to shine!
Be sanctified.
Yoo-hoo! Let the world come alive!
Settle down.
Let my name echo in song!
The tides beckon. Justice is blindsided.
最后一个居然是推进莱欧斯利，那我要用艾尔海森。
Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over.
Our bond is strong.
Check this out. Here's backup.
Here you are.
Scatter.
Here comes the catch.
Don't get too close. Supporting fire.
Stand with me.
Quietly now. Game's up. Fun's over.
I got you covered. Check this out.
Here you are.
A process of elimination.
Here comes the catch.
Our bond is strong.
Fire it up. Here's backup. Scatter.
Busted. Take it easy.
Stand with me.
Check this out. I got you covered.
哦，他反而要用大招数。总觉得哪里怪怪。
Today's the final day of Velxie's fantastic adventures. Let's go find Fremine at his camp.
真的还会让你去当刚刚活动打怪的地方，只要他跟有说要回去一次。他说他的解密码是哪一种解密啊？还是他其实是等下壁炉之家不会？刚刚不是我想的。
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
还自己走来走去。他说这个白球解顶技是从一刚开始在做。啊，他还跟我们打招呼诶，契尔也在跟我们打招呼诶。我的离远一点过来。哦，没有。
Hello, Paimon. Hello, traveler.
这是目前最常出现的一个语。
Is the crown ready?
Yes, we're just waiting for Zuria now. She hasn't arrived yet.
Then let's wait for her a little while. Or actually, maybe we can go find her. It's not too far from here anyway. Didn't she say she just lives on the hill over there?
Hey, traveler, Paimon.
Oh, and speaking of...
Found you two at long last. I'm so glad that you both are all right.
Huh? Why are you here, Miss Delaroche? And what could have happened to us?
What could have happened? That water imp Thelxie, of course. After I gave you that commission the other day, I began to get worried and went asking about the boy that went missing.
Hmm?
Oh, that? We've got it all figured out now. The boy you heard about was just Fremine. Even the missing fish was his fault. Don't worry, we'll help you get the fish back as soon as we're done with this job.
还是有另一个小孩。
Oh, sorry about that. I've been diving in the area recently.
Huh? Fremine? Diving? No, that's not what happened at all. I've heard a completely different account. What I was told is that about a month ago, a child tied a bunch of heavy seashells onto his body and walked into this open stretch of water. He never came back. What could that be if not that water imp's work?
果然，我就知道小孩已经不在了。
Are you sure?
100% sure. I've confirmed the account with several veteran fishermen I know. The child was only 8 years old. His name was Lescaut. Lescaut Destray.
Wait, Lescaut Destray?
Yeah, that's the name. They say the family took on the name after moving to the city from a place called Stray. Anyway, his mother is a pretty famous art dealer, while his father passed away from an accident many years ago. Well, naturally, his mother was devastated by the incident and fell terribly ill. It's said that she left the court of Fontaine, and no one knows where she's gone.
It can't be, right? Lescaut Destray? Zuria Destray? It must be some sort of a coincidence?
I'm
sorry, miss. We've gotta go check on something right now.
Oh, I see. Well, you go on ahead. I just came to make sure that you're both all right. I'll head back then. Please remember to take care.
PC 的冠冕。说不定那个 他入海之后被美露星救了之类的，应该是不太可能。按照米哈游的心，第3天来这边，哦对，所以这个时候才看到贝克。
Excuse us, is anyone here? Is this Madame Destray's place?
Who are you? I have a patient here who needs quiet bed rest. Please leave us be unless you have anything urgent to report.
谁是病人？门在一段短暂沉默之后，
This
一
is
个
the
男子
residence of Zuria-Destri, and I'm Jala Khan, her family doctor. What did you mean by your question just now? Who else could be my patient?
你刚刚那句话是什么意思？还有谁是病人？
Your patient should be Zuria's son, right? She told us herself that her son had contracted loneliness syndrome.
No, you're right. Young Master Lescaut did have that illness once upon a time, but he's... Well, the young master's no longer with us. And now the Madame has come down with the same illness. Are you her friends by any chance?
讲述自己件事。
So, when she had requested time to go out over the past few days, it was so she could spend them with you.
So, if I'm understanding this right, the one who's suffering from uncontrollable delusions is the Madame herself? She believes her son is still alive?
That is correct. When the young master disappeared, she was organizing an art exhibit that she had specifically prepared for him. But since she had to leave the house, she was unable to see her son one last time. That might have been the trigger for her regret. Or perhaps the family's fall into loneliness and grief was inevitable as soon as the old master passed away. First the son, and then the mother.
But how could that be? She really looked like she had a handle on everything. Her smile was so lovely, and she even told us to stay optimistic. But you're saying she...
Those actions are proof that she can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality.
Then, all the other things that she told us about her son, were those fake too?
No, those were all real. Although, they were all things that happened before the young master left us for good. Madame's time has just never moved forward since his passing.
I see. So after her son left, she created a fantasy world where her son was still with her. She was looking for a way to cure his illness when she ran into us.
那现在祖利亚夫人怎么样？
She has been in a good mood the past few days, even humming a song when she returned from her stroll. She even began discussing with me the idea of using deliberate guidance to ease the illness. It was all going well, until last night. She spent a whole night staring at the shell the young master left behind, and the words that he had inscribed onto it. Then she broke down once more. I prescribed some sedatives, and she's currently resting.
But then what should we do? How can we help her? There has to be something we can do!
Don't panic, Paimon. Even though this is a devastating piece of news, we must all calm down first. What should we do? I need to think. I need to remember the old house of the hearth, and the children who lived in it. Those patients, and what their doctors said back then. What if... Dr. Jala Khan, have you seen a picture book? The Madame should have brought it back with her.
Are you thinking about trying the guidance therapy she talked to me about before? It's worth a shot. I'll go get the book.
Yes, this is it.
我们要继续完成绘本的历险。
That's right. If what Dr. Jean Lacan said was true, the past few days have been very helpful to Zuria, so we should complete this journey. We need to show her that her child has found a happy ending in the world of her dreams.
But wouldn't that just make it harder for her to accept reality?
One must first face reality before accepting it. The Madame has been crushed by her feelings of grief and can no longer bring herself to face reality. Our first priority would be to get her out of this state.
Right. Before today, I had thought she wanted to use Thelxie's fantastic adventures to save her son. But now, I think she might need it to save herself. And if we could complete it, we should be able to give her some feeling of inspiration and closure. Maybe those feelings would be enough to give her some courage to face reality again. There's no time to waste. Let's set off right away.
还不能敲门。
We're here again. This is the final part of Thelxie's journey, but the most important person is missing.
Everyone, please don't be so down and gloomy. Remember what she told us? If we were to feel troubled, the patient would become anxious as well.
You're
right. Paimon needs to smile. If we have to give something to Zuria, it should be our smiles. We have to keep smiling as we finish this adventure.
欸，真的欸，刚刚那个，这样我算是破译了吗？刚才那个特尔克西说的话是妈妈。
And then she'll be able to recover, right, everyone?
一定会的。
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
Be careful, brave adventurers! Here come the evil monsters that stole the crown!
独眼海豹。
Watch out, everyone! They're coming at us again!
There's no need to fear. Prince Nelson looks stronger than ever today. He must be going all out. Oh, this is the final enemy, right? We'll reclaim the crown for you now, Your Highness.
这个好像就只是他撞身子。我好像翻译的出来。
I'm sorry. I have to go. I made a promise to my friends, and I'm already very late.
But, Madame, you're still...
Don't try to stop me. Today's the most important day for treating Thelxie. We'll use the guidance method. Didn't you also say that you'd think it'd work?
I'm not trying to stop you, Madame. It's just... Could you tell me the name of your child?
你的孩子叫什么名？
Dr. Jalacan, how can you forget the name of your own patient? His name is Thelxie. He's the prince of the kingdom of water imps. We will go today to reclaim his crown and attend his coronation ceremony.
I see. Madame, please rest assured, everything is still on schedule. Your friends have already departed to find... Wait, look. They've already returned.
Paimon, everyone, have you really?
Yes, but the coronation ceremony still hasn't taken place. Because we felt like you should be the one to preside over it.
Wonderful! How wonderful! Thelxie, my child, are you hearing this? Everything you lost will now come back to you, and soon, very soon, you will never be lonely again.
同样的一句话，这句话翻译出来是这个词有点怪，为什么会是这个词？后面的词没有错啦，但前面是有缺的。对，有一诶。 前面这个词我不太确定是什么。那后面还是指妈妈这个词。
And the last page of the picture book. It's still waiting for you to illustrate in color.
Right, the picture book. The picture book. But I don't know what I should put on the last page.
Don't worry, Foxy and his friends all know what should go on it. Get ready, Zuria. We'll describe everything for you.
Okay, okay.
At last, Foxy and his friends were able to drive off the final invading monsters and achieve a dashing victory. Their success was complete, and the recovered crown resplendent.
The water imps, finally returning to their homes, showered the prince with love and applause as he greeted them. They once again offered their precious shells to the prince and reconstructed the rainbow bridge of old. As he watched the scene unfold, the prince could not help but be touched by its beauty.
Moved by everyone's happiness, the prince stepped onto the rainbow bridge and took a good look at all the friends who had gone on the journey with him. There stood the traveler, Goddess Paimon, Fremine, and... Huh? Where's the last person? The prince looked frantically around, but could not find the person he wanted to see most. At that moment, the person suddenly appeared on the other side of the bridge. She walked towards him with a smile and slowly lifted her veil.
The prince could not hold back his tears. He recognized then that the mysterious person that had been by his side the whole time was none other than his mother. Zuria walked across the bridge and placed the crown above the prince's head. She smiled down upon him as she said, "My prince, my king, you shall never, ever need to feel lonely again."
That's the end of the story, Zuria.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am so sorry, my child. Maman should have spent more time with you. Did you hear the story? You'll never have to feel lonely again.
他戴上王冠嘞，同样的一句话。
Mama loves you too.
他眼泪真的在进步哎。
What's happening? Is Zuria talking to Thelxie?
特尔克西在说什么
Quick, put on my diving helmet. There's a transcription module in it that's compatible with Thelxie's output signals. You should be able to use it to understand what Thelxie's saying.
菲米尼靠了过来，拿出他的潜水头盔戴在你的脑袋上。原来这就是特尔克西说的话。我爱你，妈妈。
Mama loves you too.
But I love you more, Mamo.
等一下，这是什么
What? Did you see something?
Maman, I'm getting a little sleepy. If it's time for bed, can you hum a lullaby to me again?
Of course, my dearest child. As long as you want to hear it, Mama will always hum for you.
所以是这样翻译的。
Thank you, Mammon. Your lullaby has always been my favorite. Now that I've heard it, I can return to my dream and to the kingdom of water imps in peace.
My poor darling. Please don't forget. I will always love you. My love is greater than the entire distance between here and the kingdom of water imps.
I won't forget, Mammon. And so is my love for you. Greater than the entire distance between here and the kingdom of water imps. Good night, Mammon.
3天之后，菲米的
Traveler, Paimon, you're here.
Fremine! Why did you call us in such a hurry? Did you hear something from Zuria? Oh.
Don't worry, it's definitely great news. The Madame came here for a visit just now with her doctor. Color has returned to her cheeks, and she sounded full of energy as well. She said she'd like to return to the court to continue hosting the art exhibit. But this time, she'll work with her doctor to exhibit some picture books related to the illness. Of course, Thelxie's fantastic adventures and the guidance therapy will be included in the exhibit as well. She'd like to use her experience to help others.
Wonderful! So it wasn't bad news after all.
Here, please take this picture book with you. The Madame wanted you to have it. If, at some point in the future, you were to run into someone with similar troubles, she hopes the book would be of use to you.
But this is her son's story, right? Is it really okay to give the book to us?
Don't worry, it's just a copy. She still has the original. It's extremely important to her.
Alright, then there's no problem. It feels good knowing we've contributed to something important. Paimon definitely didn't expect the fantasy adventure to be so useful. Paimon was a little worried about how everything would turn out. After all, fantasy is just fantasy.
Paimon, do you know what the Madame said? She said that at the moment when she placed the crown on Thelxie's head, she felt like she really saw something beautiful. Her child had returned, and he told her that he loved her. She also said that was when she was finally able to bid farewell to her son. She felt like at that moment, she was healed by some mystical power, and she was filled with courage from head to toe.
Oh, really? But could that just be another part of her fantasy?
Perhaps. But if fantasy is just fantasy, and the fantasy world is not real, then how could it still grant us these powers that we can continue to use in the real world?
所以也许幻想不仅仅是幻想。
But what else could it be?
A descent of the fairy tale world into the real world. At that time, the wondrous fairy tale temporarily became reality and influenced real things in our world. That has to be what happened. You saw it too, didn't you?
What? That can't be what happened, right? There's just no way. Wouldn't it be like a miracle if that really happened?
Yes, I suppose that would be a miracle. I hope that everyone who's found themselves in a dark place would be able to see something beautiful and experience a miracle for themselves.
你又来。我翻译一下。我应该高兴，我成功靠自己破译，还是？ R E B E R N I R A C L Refer它的意思是独自梦跟奇迹。我突然发现，那个王子变成他的嘴。对，他在这边有画眼罩。一位夫人的孩子生产深陷入病。确实看到贝壳就还蛮容易。不是你，收起来。在哪？哎，时空单体。哎呦，啊，怎么会不够位置？我拔掉什么？ 好，可以放。
Being too popular can be such a hassle. Who knew the people would adore me so much?
好活泼，这里都好活泼。它密码设置确实蛮简单的，然后我看了一下，我发现我翻译不出来的原因是因为它看起来全部都不像英文字，然后我想到这里，它是用秘鲁之家，所以原本以为可能会是用俄文，但是后来想想不对，自己是枫丹，所以我就跑去查法文，然后发现对法文是对的，所以就翻译得出来了。然后他说的设置一是指跟之前有出现的一组密码是一样的解法，反而不是跟那个白狐还是白号骑士他们那些密码来的难，反而是比较简单的好像凯撒密码吧，就往前一格而已，往前往后，然后试着解就可以知道了。然后最后再解出妈妈的这个词的时候，就找到答案。果然资料量还是要够。哎，自以为这是个开心的活动，没想到突如其来一把刀。我是因为事先有听说会有刀，我就觉得米哈游怎么可能会安着好心呢？一个看似开心的那个卡牌活动，都可以藏一把大刀给你。我应该再过1天就可以满好感。应该说把最后一个好感的聊天补上，还是我现在去把数值做一做弄成，对啊，我现在也不能用数值啊，怎么办？有人跟我说纳维亚下个版本会出一个新的圣痕，他要用的，我怎么说？我怎么用得下去呢？可以看样子应该是我。 走。把今天的料理做一做，看一下，今天都做完，那这2个，那剩下就是这边开始了，到这里，所以这个会是8，然后再12。不是，我们要做奇怪的。点到13就差不多。但是我看到有人就是看那个主线任务之后，看到那个蛋糕实际建模出来的尺寸，然后说：“我靠，这蛋糕跟脸一样大，一个人一个，大概是6寸。”这个拍才对。一人买一份，不然你也买太多了吧？然后下一个画面就是说，仆人毕竟家里小孩多，食量也比较大，所以他就习惯就买一个，一人一个，还蛮有趣的一个小漫画。好了，那今天差不多就不对，应该说原神差不多就开到这边。然后我等一下，这里讲话声音有点好，反正今天就原神就开到这边，然后晚一点啊，我稍微中场休息一下，晚一点应该继续跑测试的绝取兵吧，就这样。那直播记录档一样会丢 YouTube， 开台时间会丢推特，然后就再多多关注，就这样，拜拜。